Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in. Today I wanted to talk about kindness and teaching our kids kindness. I was really proud of my son for doing this the other day when he went to school. So rewinding to Thursday, he went to Cub Scouts and they had this little activity that they were doing where they were creating kindness cards and then handing them out to the other scouts. He was getting a lot, he was giving out a lot, and they were having a great time doing it. And the next day was a Friday, it was show and tell at school. And so I came up with the ideas. He got these little cups with all these different kindness cards in it. I said, well, why don't you bring one of the cups with you that have all the kindness cards and show everybody at show and tell and let them know what you did in Scouts. I said, but then take it a step further and actually bring in all of the kindness cards that you got. I said, keep a couple for yourself because he loved them all. So I said, keep a couple for yourself, but then why don't you hand them out to the kids at school? And hand one out to your teacher. And the trick is that you're not just giving a card to somebody, you're encouraging that person to give that card to somebody else. And then hopefully that person will give that card to someone else. And every single card had something written on it like, you rock, you're a star, you're a great friend, things like that. And just doing something like that can really impact someone's day. And so we can do that in everyday life too. We don't need a card to hand out to somebody. We can do that in everyday life by just giving somebody a compliment. Telling someone like, hey, I like your hair, or hey, that's a really nice jacket, or those are nice shoes, or something like that. Maybe there's a story behind that jacket. Maybe there's a story behind those shoes. Maybe there's a reason that they wore those shoes today, and you're complimenting them on it, and that just lights them up inside. Maybe you'll never know that, but you don't need to know that because you're just passing a compliment along to somebody else, and you're sharing kindness with them, and it's just lighting them up, and you could just make someone's day from that. So I actually encouraged my son to do this with the cards. He brought them to school for show and tell. He handed them all out, and he let everybody know to share that kindness card with somebody else. Imagine the ripple effect that could have if we were to do that on a daily basis, or at least teach our children how to do it at such a small age. My son's 5 right now, so he went to kindergarten and did this in his kindergarten class. Well, what if that inspired one of those other kids to do that, and he impacted 2, 3, 5, 10 other people? So I wanted to make you think about that a little bit today, because it's just the little things that we do in everyday life and the things that we can instill in our children and pass along, and then also be the example for too. Saying thank you, giving people compliments. Our kids notice that stuff. If you think they don't, you're wrong. They do. They're always watching. They're always listening. No matter how much we think that they're not sometimes, because they're not paying attention, but they are. They're always listening, always watching. I actually didn't say thank you the one day to the crossing guard. I said hello to her, but I didn't say thank you the one day, and my son noticed. He said, Dad, you didn't say thank you. And I say thank you almost every single day, and I have no idea why. We were talking, and I just said, hey, how's it going? And she was saying something, and I didn't say thank you. But then he noticed that. So try that with your kids. Try making kindness cards and then having them hand them out in school. Or, one time I was doing an exercise in a group activity that I was doing, and we got Post-it notes, and we wrote little notes on the Post-it notes, and we actually started walking around the mall, and we started sticking the Post-it notes all over the place, on the pillars, on different kiosks and stuff like that. And I'm sure people were noticing all these colored Post-it notes. They weren't just all yellow, they were all different colors. And maybe someone picked one up and it made their day. So sharing kindness and the whole saying killing them with kindness, I encourage you to do that, and I encourage you to really share it with your kids, and that's really what this video is about, sharing it with your kids, setting that example for them, and encouraging them to do these things, because then if they start practicing it now, imagine how good they'll be when they're 20, and then you'll be looking at that, at them when they're an adult, and just being so proud. Of course, you're probably already so proud of them now, but you just look at that and say, I did that, I created that, that's because of me. Hope that inspired you a little bit. Leave any comments below, any suggestions that you might have. Again, please subscribe so you get the content updates when I have new videos every single week. So just click that button, take 1 second and do it. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.